Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best cities in the world 2021. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the most energetic, cultured, welcoming, and resilient cities across the globe. Our ranking comes from the 2021 Time Out Index, which gathered insight from over 27,000 participants in the midst of the pandemic. Number 10. Tokyo, Japan. As is the case with many bustling cities, Tokyo is best experienced on foot or through public transportation. No car required. Time Out's research found that 82% of locals view Tokyo as a prime location for exploration and discovery. Despite the pandemic, numerous attractions have cropped up in the past year and a half. The Olympics, in particular, had all eyes on Tokyo, serving as a beacon of hope, victory, and community. There are numerous traditions that come with the Tokyo experience, from dining on the world's finest sushi, to catching a sumo wrestling match, to shopping in the famed Ginza district. From there, you can make your way to the Nipponbashi district, which has reinvented itself as of late into one of Tokyo's trendiest spots for food and culture. Kabutocho was most notably declared as Tokyo's coolest neighborhood in 2020. Number 9. Porto, Portugal. Portugal's second largest city, Porto also ranks among the friendliest cities in the world. According to Time Out, 73% of locals praised Porto for its sense of culture. The city is packed with sites that'll trigger inspiration, including the bell tower of Clerigoris Church, the gardens of the Crystal Palace, and Dom Luís I Bridge, which links Porto to Vila Nova de Gaia. For avid readers, Livraria Lelo is a bookstore right out of a fantasy novel. Even if you're not a bookworm, anyone can appreciate the bookstore's architecture, especially the red forked staircase. Porto's cuisine puts the art in culinary art, giving us dishes like francesinha, a meaty sandwich draped in cheese. It's the ideal meal to split with a good friend, or maybe you'll share it with a new friend while visiting. Porto has that effect on people. Number 8. Tel Aviv, Israel. Politics aside, when it comes to fun, Tel Aviv has come out on top for the second consecutive year. Time Out found that over 80% of locals would describe the city as fun, and even more feel they're free to express themselves. Dizengoff Square brings together a wide range of people for an assortment of activities. The city's fun nature and diverse background are both reflected through the square's multicolored fire and water fountain. There are even more colors of the rainbow to be found at Tel Aviv's beaches, nightclubs, and the huge Pride Parade. Carmel Market will not only ignite your sense of sight, but also taste and smell with its array of fruits and spices. Cap off your trip by visiting the Museum of Art, which hosts various masterpieces from the early 20th century. Number 7. Prague, Czech Republic. 82% of participants told Time Out that they think Prague is the world's most beautiful city. Their data also found it to be the second most relaxing city, which you can tell simply by gazing at any neighborhood. From the Charles Bridge to Old Town Square, every inch of Prague would look pitch perfect on a postcard. The best way to see it all is on foot, as almost 90% of residents enjoy commuting without a car. You're also bound to find some folks cycling through the city. Prague goes by many different names, although the city of 100 spires perhaps best represents its endless splendor. Actually, some sources estimate that Prague has somewhere around 1,000 towers, which is all the more reason to visit this golden city. Number 6. Montreal, Canada. We're not surprised that more than 70% of residents highlighted Montreal as a diverse city where one can easily express yourself. In addition to its people, Montreal's diversity extends to its food and locales. While Montreal can tackle virtually any dish, we'd recommend a breakfast of bagels, a smoked meat sandwich for lunch, and whatever you have for dinner, make sure there's a plate of poutine on the side. To work off your meals, explore all the sights Montreal has to offer. When the winter season hits, seek refuge from the cold in the various venues that make up the underground city. And definitely hike up Mount Royal to get a stunning view of downtown. Whatever time of year you visit, you'll always feel welcome in Montreal. Number 5. New York, United States. New York is without a doubt one of the most iconic cities in the world. When the pandemic hit, however, this cornucopia of activity essentially transformed overnight. It's been a long road to recovery, but the past year and a half has once again proven how unbreakable New Yorkers are when united. New York has adapted with initiatives like the Open Restaurants program, making outdoor dining all the rage. We don't see why you'd want to be cooped up anyway, as New York is an urban playground calling out to be explored. With 85% of locals calling it the most exciting city, you never know what awaits traveling on the subway and strolling through Central Park. As Broadway stages a comeback, it's like New York is getting a second act after an extended intermission. Number 4. Copenhagen, Denmark. Denmark is no stranger to the World Happiness Report, regularly making appearances on the list and some years even topping it. If you only have one day to spend in Denmark, spend it in the capital of Copenhagen. Aside from spreading happiness, 66% of residents describe the city as relaxing, while 82% cited how easy it is to find something new and exciting. Few landmarks epitomize this better than the Nyhavn waterfront with its cheerful colors and soothing harbor view. The vibrant architecture and outgoing people make Copenhagen feel like a fairy tale brought to life. That's fitting, seeing how one of the boulevards is named after Hans Christian Andersen. You will never want your visit to end. Number 3. Manchester, England. Based on Time Out's research, Manchester comes out on top in several areas, including friendliness, community spirit, and nightlife. 71% of residents describe the city as creative, which we can definitely see through its numerous museums, theaters, and architectural marvels. Whether you're observing pieces at the Whitworth Art Gallery or listening to a street musician, inspiration lurks around every corner. The Northern Quarter is arguably the chief creative hub, with an emphasis on alternative and bohemian ideals. The definition of trendy, every dining experience in this part of town is an unforgettable one. Polls also highlighted how open Manchester is to expression, which is reflected through the city's LGBTQ+ community as well. The Manchester Pride Festival even made a comeback in 2021, which is something we all needed. Number 2. Amsterdam, Netherlands. If you're looking to spend your vacation somewhere green, look no further than Amsterdam. According to almost 90% of locals, there's more than enough space for nature walks. You can also experience Amsterdam on a boat tour. With a vast collection of canals, Amsterdam has been described as the Venice of the North. Or maybe you'd rather cruise through the streets on a bike. Of all the green spaces in Amsterdam, Vondelpark captures the great outdoors at its purest. It's a magnet for culture as well, with the open-air theater hosting music and dance performances. While you'll spend much of your trip outside, you'll also want to venture inside the Van Gogh Museum and Anne Frank House to soak up just a fraction of Europe's rich, if often deeply troubled, history. For a mix of history and innovation, there's the Nemo Science Museum. Green, cultured, and fun, Amsterdam has it all. Before we get to our top pick, here are the next 5 runners-up. Los Angeles, United States. Chicago, United States. London, United Kingdom. Barcelona, Spain. Melbourne, Australia. Number 1. San Francisco, United States. What exactly is it that makes a city the best in the world? Well, there's culture, creativity, and community, all of which San Francisco has to the max. San Francisco simply excels when it comes to progress. Northern California is one of the leading tech hubs in the nation, and San Fran has one of the most vibrant and prominent LGBTQ+ scenes in the world. Even since the pandemic hit, San Francisco has continued to make remarkable strides. SF New Deal's $1 million investment in small business is just one example. People often think of big city life as every person for themselves. When you're in San Francisco, though, you're part of something greater. The Golden Gate Bridge might be the most iconic sight, but it's the people that make San Francisco, well, San Francisco. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.